Hey everybody, it's Dan the Mechanic, and we are back here today working on Emerald, working on the camper here. So we're going to do the back wall and the roof. Hopefully, by the end of today, tomorrow, depending how long it takes, the shell should be complete, and then it's all interior and finishing work. So we push on. Where I'm at now, I'm just trying to measure out the door framing. And yeah, anyways. Okay, so we're in the backyard now, so I can use power saw, or my skill saw and power tools. They don't quite allow that at the Rona yard, so we got set up here. Let me put you for a time lapse. My phone is about to die, so I'm going to just keep working a little bit here and I'll keep you updated. I won't be able to get the time lapse. I haven't figured out the GoPro. It's giving me more troubles than I thought. But anyway. And here we are at the end of stage wall. All 3 walls and roof are done. So if we look from the inside, there's home. That's cool. That's so cool to look at. Okay, now, because of course it's a Jimmy, and that's that. It's on supports, raising the roof, just so I can show off what it's going to be doing. Look at that. Gosh. There are so many trucks with campers out here today. This is just the parking lot coming back from Wendy's. That Dodge is super sick. It's a big Northern Light over there. Oh, we got a box van. Got like an OBS Chevy back there. That Dodge that's been there raced every day for months now. Yeah. A ton of cool campers out here today. Beautiful night though. Okay, so just went for a walk down to Rona. Spent a few bucks. These bloody hinges are $25 each. But what they do, something I've never seen before. And then on that bracket and that roof piece is going to be these. So it hinges up there. And yes, I'm going to be building all that wall now. So time to get that wall done. Probably just going to pull the roof off for a little bit. Actually, I might just lift it up to get some airflow going. Yeah. All right. Okay, so bit of an accident here. The saw, it bounced down a little hard than it bit. I pulled it back and I went to reshoot it. Not reshoot it, like saw it, I guess. And I just completely missed and hit my hand. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't anybody else's fault. Can't be, but no, it entirely was. Is this super glue still good? Okay, good. Where's those napkins? I have napkins in my head. Frog. Okay, shoot. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys how to do just a quick, simple first aid. You take your sterile pack. This is your alcohol wipe. Also your cotton swab and your gauze. It's everything. It's called Kleenex. And you just take some super glue. Come on. There's one drop. One drop. 2 drops. Rewipe it where the blood is. And then 2 drops on the big ones. 1 drop. 1 drop. 1 drop. Holy fuck. 1 drop. And I'm just gonna rub this. I'm honestly just gonna cover that side of my thumb in glue. Yeah. And then you run it back. Put that together. Dab around the sides. And that's how you stop injury from injuring. So now I can wave my hand around, I can do things, and the blood won't go anywhere. That's the thing. The super glue isn't meant exactly to heal the wound, it's meant to stop the blood from moving. It closes it and hopefully seals it for your immune system to start clotting it, and eventually the super glue will actually come off with the scab if you're lucky. And it's this is gonna sound weird. It's a very satisfying process. As weird as that is to say, but you have the tism, you like the tism. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we'll wrap all this back together. Where's the lid? I don't know. Anyways. Okay, so there we go. Nice, fresh Band-Aid. Well, this is Friday, and I just wanted to show what it looked like. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool. I like that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. The roof is attached, it's pivoted up. It's on its hood latches right now, or hood supports, I guess. Makeshift, they're the 2x2s. But the bracket back there, as you can see, that bracket's got a bulkhead, big metal plate going across it. I cut these so it slopes in. So now if there's any rain or snow or anything, it just slides right off. Slides right off. I think that'll work pretty well. And hello. 5 o'clock rolls around, and this is where we are. Just got back from Rona, picking up some sheeting, some tin cutters, and figuring out next steps. So yeah, we got the tin I'm planning on putting, and it's gonna fold around onto the middle along what I'm hoping to be like a decent fascia board. I got a falling piece of metal that's gonna get tucked underneath the lip of the plywood. Maybe. Insulation cut to fit inside for the drive home, because I don't want to cut the door in half for the tailgate yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Probably should. Anyways, we continue. Here we are. I have half the truck done so far. So I have the bottom plates. They've got 3 bolts holding them in. both sides are done, and they're both been cornered really nicely. Up here, obviously there's 3 layers of tuck tape over the corner, and then the flashing. There we go. Time for the other side. Okay, so with the outside mostly done, moving to the inside. I got some insulation I gotta do underneath here is my main goal for right now. Maybe doing the sides, I'm not too sure. But to show you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a piece of plywood. Probably I'm just gonna use the scrap from the outside stuff. And then I'm gonna put the insulation between it. And then maybe another piece of plywood. If I have enough plywood left over, I might just run 2x2s over it and just say good enough. It'll all be taped over in the corners and on the bottom and all that. But my light bulb. Let me do this so you can see it. It's just on the hook, but it's working. Gotta love Dollarama. Anyways, back onto the tripod you go. Okay, first I gotta clean this up. This is way too much of a gong show to try and work in. This wall is all tuck taped up, which means it's time for insulation. And then moving on to the final wall for the night, because I'm going to do up this side and then I think I'll call her there for the night. Let's go. All right, everybody, and here we are at the end of the day. I got the roof propped up on its hood struts. Just kidding, it's on 2x2s because the hood struts could not be figured out. Anyways, we got all the hinges and that bulkhead up there, so this is super sturdy. All the flashing, I'm gonna get this piece of flashing when I figure out how to do the canvas, because it's gonna go underneath that one and onto this, and then there's gonna be the same as what's on here on top. I think that'll look really nice, having that brown and the brown between the wood. So we'll have that. Gonna clean up the mess for tonight, pack her away, and tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get that side done, figure out a plate to put against that wall so that we can insulate it. Otherwise, almost done. It's almost like test ready, and I'm super excited for this. Because once I can feel comfortable like camping in it for a night or two, I have a place picked out in town. I'm gonna head up there, bring as many backup items as I can for the Ford. That should be hopefully this weekend, because today is Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. I think today's Friday. So Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so maybe camping Monday, Tuesday. And then Wednesday, the video will be coming out And then 1 week from Wednesday, we leave. So this week is finishing the build, next week is testing the build, and then the week after is going to New Brunswick. So stick around, everybody. Here we go. The adventure just begins. I should challenge him to a build. See which one's built better, that thing or that thing. I bet you that'll still fall apart. And good day, folks. It is Saturday. What I hope to be the last day of the main parts of the build. Bless me. So today, at Rona, of course. Oh, it's perfect. Yes. Okay, so I couldn't find like a tarp or like a tent side that looked good enough for what I was trying to do. And then I had an idea. When I was walking down the aisle, I saw that they have these screen door meshes. You're supposed to put like the frame around it and it makes a screen door, like a couple of building screens, right? Or window screens, sorry. But I think it's gonna work really well for this. Okay, so as you can see, I've moved the cabin back just a little bit. You can see inside of it there because this wall is not on. So we got the tuck tape nicely surrounding everything. We got more mosquito net up there, so that protects the top and then the bottom. Now down here, because we do have that one wall, I can show you what the end result is going to look like. Bongos. Bit of a hole just to let the smallest amount of venting out of the bottom because cold air sits at the bottom and I want to try and push a bit of cold air out because I don't want this to be too cold or too hot, you know? So a little bit of ventilation will be good. As you can see on the back there, it's not tuck taped over on this side, but it is up here just for the salt and rain and wind from driving. So I made sure to seal the front up nicely. We're going to build up the wall on that side now to hopefully look like this, and then we'll tape it up, slide this thing forward, and the front will be done. Maybe I'll paint it. Yeah, I'll hit it with some black paint quickly so that way this is all done and we can move on to the inside. and officially call this project near done. Alrighty. And there is all of the walls inside that I'm going to do. Those ones I might do. I might put some spray foam down there. I don't know. I don't want it to be too crazy insulated in here, but you know, it's still going to be nice and warm. After all, it's got an open roof. So we got this side wall. There's the back wall. And we'll go around to the other side. There we are. I think it looks good. It's on these three since the start of the build. That way, forklift or, you know, just sliding it back and forth by hand. That makes it a lot easier than trying to do it on the bed. Made sure I cleaned out most of the garbage in here. I'm gonna slide it forward. I think I'm gonna put a 1x2 and a 1x2 on each side to center it. Slide it back into its home. Here is testing the roof system. I have these two pillars, and they have hooks on them. This has screws in it, and I'm hoping that when this lid comes down, the arms will sit up against the hood, and that way, when I lift it, I can just tap them and they'll fall into spot, lifting just off the support. So let's test that. Oh yeah. Oh, and I can pull down on the roof too. I almost keep calling it a hood. Bang. So now it's down, and I have those arms, and then I can lift it up. Bring that one down. Bring that one down. I just gotta center my body better. There we go. Bang. The roof works. Nice mosquito netting on the outside. Must be. Fuck yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have completed the build. Roughly. I'd say it's about 90% done. Yeah, I could do some plywood on the inside to cover up the insulation, or paint it even. But I'm okay with where it is. What here is every tool I used to build the camper. Not a lot, right? Nope, wait, we're missing one. So we started with that little drill and that saw. Got that saw. Got the screws, picked up the drill and skill saw, the stapler and tin shears, the straight edge, caulking gun, Sharpies, everything here. That's all you need. And a 10 mil. Always gotta have a 10 mil. But I believe that's going to conclude this part of the build. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the camper build is finally done. I stayed in it last night. I had the roof up for a bit, I had the roof down for a bit. I didn't get wet at all, and it was just coming down from the sky. Now, let's take a look at it. Almost looks like it was burnt, but that's just because of some of the overspray from doing underneath in here. There's the roof. Here's the other side, just for the moment. And here we are at the bed. I got that green blanket underneath. My dad's mom handmade for me. It's got about 4 layers because it weighs 20 pounds and it is the warmest thing, and I love that blanket. So that is a huge have. And then I got this Bambi one, my school like graduation blanket or whatever, and then just a few pillows underneath. It's all the storage. that's pretty well everything I need for what I plan to do. I made sure to pack it all in, see how much space I still had, and I've still got about a half foot deep into there from the bottom of the bed. So tons of storage still left in this place. I got my coat. Of course, we have a fire extinguisher. Made sure to have one of those, especially because there's a propane heater now. So that's got a high setting, a low setting, and it ran throughout the night, and it was great. I got the guitar, just my accessories, and propane tanks. Got a second layer of floor on top of the plywood, so this is directly onto those 2x2s that go into the truck bed, and then this is above that. Not a ton of insulation, but it's a nice little duck board. Otherwise, yeah, I'm so excited to get on the road with this, and I hope everything in here holds up for what's going to be about a 10,000 kilometer road trip. Let's double check those numbers though. So yeah, getting to Moncton from where I am in BC is 5,300 kilometers. Gotta do it back, you know, you can't just go there and stay there. So that's gonna be about 10,600 kilometers. I'm gonna have to do a couple oil changes. When I was in Chilliwack last week, I had the rear end fluid changed, so that should be good throughout the whole trip. The fuel system, maybe I'll run a couple cans of Seafoam here and there just because, but it's a V6. It doesn't run crazy hot. I'm not too worried about overheating. The total weight of this is 2,220 kilos. So for those of you who don't know, that's about 5,000 pounds, I think. So you get this for the whole pickup truck, the whole bed, everything for 5,000 pounds. That's not bad. In total, the dry weight for the truck was 1,700. So it's about 400 to 500 kilos for just the bed. This stuff, which isn't bad, you know. It still leaves me with about 400 to 500 kilos until I hit my max weight on the truck. On the registration, it says 2,650, which is really good. Total cost was about $2,000. It wasn't bad. I could have spent less buying one, but I couldn't find one for the weight class. Marketplace, no one was responding, and no one had anything short enough either. It's only 6.5 foot bed. I'm not worried, it's a two-wheel drive too, so we're not getting anything crazy out of this for now. But so for $2,000, it weighs less than anything that you could probably get. I get to say I built it, and I mean, I've built a dozen sheds, a couple houses, an electric semi truck, guitars, everything. You know, I've plumbed, I've done electrical wiring. I've never built anything for myself though in many years. And to say I have something is huge. I'm so excited to see this thing work, and I'm excited to take it on the road. I'm really antsy. I want to go now. I want to go now. I want to go now. I just don't know if I should. Should I wait? Yeah, the clouds are a little gray. Maybe I should wait. But, you know, what is there to do other than to do? You know. So anyways, we'll get all wrapped up here. I will see what the weather looks like maybe on, you know, I don't know if I want to take this on the Coca-Cola. It's a lot of high speed. I took it to Abbotsford last night. Cruised around 100, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Do I want to do 120 uphill on the Smasher or Porsche? No, not entirely. I don't like Highway 1 entirely, but I might take it just through the Fraser Canyon, because Highway 3 would take me down the wrong way if I'm trying to get to Banff. So Banff is my big stop. I'm going to meet up with a buddy there, and I also want to spend a lot of time there in the national park. I'll spend maybe a day or two. It's Monday.
I wanted to leave Friday. If I left Friday, that gives me 2 weeks to get to New Brunswick. If I leave today, that gives me 3 weeks. I think that could be fun. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see.